Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Back by Channel TV. Welcome King back.
Hello.
He comes off the big appearances, the big games. Big games, big hugs, big wins. 1-0 against Arsenal. Make sure you check out the fan cam with Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. The vlog as well, we've got it all in there. But Keg, I was in the ground, you unfortunately couldn't get a ticket. But to be fair, it worked out well for you because we can get your reaction since you could see replays and stuff. Because inside the ground, if this was just me doing an instant reaction without seeing the replays, I'd be raging, I'd be against the referee, against everything. But you've seen it back, you've seen it properly. 1-0 win, quality win, let's be honest.
Really good win, yeah. Like, I feel like it was a very similar game to the game at the Emirates last year. Like, it was two very physical sides going, like, battling. It was a hell of a battle. Two really good teams. I know Newcastle don't often get our props. Like, everyone bums Arsenal because they're Arsenal. They're a big team, always have been. Newcastle are kind of like new blood. But, yeah, it was just the same kind of game at the Emirates. Scrappy. Not the best of games, but just very, very physical. And we've come out with a win. Like, someone had to come out with a win. Last year we got a point, which was a fair point. This year, I can understand why Arsenal are a little bit pissed off because, I think they probably would have taken a point after this game as well. But like I said, I couldn't get a ticket today, so I watched the game in the Strawberry, which I don't mind because you get to see the replays and stuff. So when you come on here, you get a bit more of a better opinion, whereas when you're in the ground, you only get a one-take view from a distance. So 9 times out of 10, I haven't really got a fucking clue what's happening. But for me, the referee wasn't great. Everyone's been bitching and moaning. We've been over there on the FTV, and but I think he was a bit unfair on both teams. I know Arsenal are going to seem like the team most hard done by because they've lost, but I don't think. Who was it? Havertz's foul was a red card. I think it was late, very, very silly, in a strong yellow. But if it was a red, I feel like it would have been harsh. I think Bruno might have got away with one, to be honest. He brushed past whoever it was, I can't even remember. But, you can't really have your arm up there and make contact with the head or face. But again, I think that would have been a little bit harsh, so the referee might have had a little bit of sympathy on him there. So I think Arsenal can kind of feel that one. But the goal was a fucking piss take. And I know, we've just been sat with Arsenal and the FTV. They've been bitching and moaning about decisions.
Arteta's bitching and moaning, going mental in his post-match press conference, saying it's a disgrace. We've been robbed. We're going to speak to the PGML about this and everything.
But they've also been talking to them for months.
I know.
Wait on a bit.
He's acting like the only one that's had a bad decision, mate. And for me, it's not a bad decision, from what I've seen.
VAR been giving Arsenal the wrong decisions for months on end, have they? Shut up, man, Arteta, you prick.
Whingy.
Yeah. But, out of play was the first one. On first sight, it looked out of play, but VAR's obviously checked it for about 8 minutes. Yeah. And I think the back end of the ball might have been just a millimetre not fully crossed the line. So, if it was goal line technology, it probably would have showed you a little bit better. But, it obviously mustn't have been, otherwise VAR would have given it. Offside, not in a million years, because it's more of a square ball. You can't be offside from a square or backwards pass, so shut the fuck up. The Joelinton foul, possibly. I mean, it did kind of look like he had hands in the back, but...
Soft.
You've seen them given, you've seen them not given, so obviously Arsenal's kind of bitching and moaning about it. But at the end of the day, we done well without the players that we had. We had a lot of injuries. Wilson went off early. We had Murphy on for about 3 minutes before going back off again. We lost I don't think Almiron was a loss. I think he just got subbed off. It was a tough game, a tough, scrappy, physical game. Quite an enjoyable one to watch if you like that kind of physical contact sport. But we came away with the 3 points, so fuck it.
I was anxious as hell watching that game, mate. I didn't enjoy it that much. It was cagey. It was probably what you'd expect on a rainy Saturday night in Newcastle, where, and I've just said this on the FTV, they're missing key players in Jesus, Odegaard, Partey. We're missing Botman, Tonali, Isak, and we've just played. Yes, a lot of them were rested against Man United, but you can see the overall effects the Champions League's having on the likes of Miguel Almiron and
we're not
teams
used to this, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, whoever. They're used to 2-3 games a week. That's what their squad's built for. We weren't prepared for this. We've kind of been chucked into the deep end. We shouldn't have got top 4 last year, but we did. So we've got to roll with the punches and deal with a fairly narrow squad, and we're feeling the effects of it. But we're still getting the results.
Still massive credit to that team, though. Jamal Lascelles, for me, man of the match. I thought he was absolutely out of this world. A rock, absolute rock. At the back, Dwayne Lascelles Johnson. He was amazing. He was absolutely sensational, just heading everything away, battling with everyone. Everyone was running scared of him. Shaw, as always, cool, calm next to him, amazing. And I said it in the preview. I called 1-0. I called it on social media and everything. Called it on EFTV. And I also said that we should be playing Tino. He's got to start, and look at how good he was when he came on. When Tino Livramento, the crowd love him. He loves it. His timing's impeccable. And then Trippier can slot in at left back. The only issue is you maybe don't get Trippier's right-hand side link up as good. You know, that Longstaff run, and then the 1-2 with Almiron and the deliveries and stuff. But Tino's like too good to be leaving out, man, isn't he?
He is, and it is a massive dilemma. I suppose a good problem for Eddie to have. Like, I mean, the more good problems you have as opposed to bad problems, like injuries you have, the better. But it is a major head scratcher for Eddie Howe, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen when he came on, because I think Livramento's played for Southampton or Chelsea on the left-hand side before as well. So I didn't know how it was going to go. I mean, it makes sense to put Trippier on the left, but then you're kind of disrupting that balance, because I think him and Almiron work well on that right-hand side. Like, they know each other's game. Like, Almiron waits for that overlap, whereas if it's someone else, do they connect as well? I don't know, but Livramento, he's ridiculous.
He is.
Like, I feel stupid and premature for saying it, but in 2-3 years, that kid could be world class.
Got to be England's right back, hasn't he?
He has. Like, he's only started 2 games. I think he's had 2 or 3 sub appearances, but he's never put a foot wrong. Them 2 starts, he's been man of the match. Today, got a solid 45 minutes. And I think you pinpointed with Robbie, Martinelli is their danger man. Didn't do a fucking thing in that second half. Like, Livramento had him wrapped
loads
up.
of the ball as well, and he just had him wrapped up.
Livramento, for 20 years old, had a year out as well, by the way, with an ACL.
Yeah, that's true.
He's ridiculously good. Like, solid in defence, timing and everything, getting up, helping Almiron, whipping balls in. Like, and what's Trippier now? 33? Yeah, like, I mean, it's young enough. Like, everyone sees anyone on the wrong side of 30 years, it's the later years, back into that career. For Trippier, I don't think it is, but regardless, you've got a solid backup / future there. And if you want to play Trippier or Tino on the left, you can. Like, world's our oyster right there right now. We've got like 2 of the best fucking fullbacks in the Premier League right now.
You'll see in the match day vlog, people, make sure you check it out. Gareth Southgate was in attendance tonight, sitting alongside Amanda Stavely and Murda Gudusi. Pope, clean sheet. Lascelles, rock at the back. Trippier, Livramento, Longstaff, Gordon with the goal. England internationals there. Dan Bain went off the bad back.
Like, I'm kind of through with talking about England. Like you know me, you know me. Like, other than major tournaments, I couldn't give 2 shiny shites about England, because it's just the same shit week in, week out. Well, year in, year out, whatever it is. Any tournament, same teams. So while these players should be in with an England shout, I'm going to hold my breath until the end of next summer. Like, I think Southgate's expected to leave after the Euros next year. I don't expect any of them to be called up. Like, as harsh as it is, because they've proved themselves for the last 18 months. But on the other hand, I don't mind. Like, I love the guys, like the Newcastle players, and you want the best for them. But on the other hand, we've got too busy of a schedule. If they're not being called up, mint.
Yeah, it's true.
Saves their legs.
I would look to get injured, wouldn't they?
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly. Break his leg or something.
As long as they're not in the England team, mint. For us, from a selfish point of view, from a Newcastle fan point of view, I'm all for it. I couldn't give a fuck. But for them, like, obviously they deserve it, and they should be, and it's a disgrace.
Everyone wants to pay for the country, don't they, growing up and that.
I think Harvey Bonds has been in discussions with Scotland, because he knows for a fact he's not going to get in the England team. Anderson's already converted, so it's bad for them. But from a selfish point of view, at least for the next like 12, 18 months, I'm not arsed. Yeah. But until Southgate goes and they might get a bit more of a look in, then yeah, fingers crossed, because they deserve it 100%.
Okay, the followers, they haven't seen you that much on the channel. Even one of the blokes said that on the way up the stadium. Yeah. So let's finish off with what you thought so far this season, and how you think we'll get on, basically, because we're 4 points off Arsenal now. We're closing on the top 4 again after a tricky start of the fixture list. Plenty of injuries. How are you seeing it, mate?
I mean, so far so good. I mean, I think after that 3-game run of defeats early in the season, I think heads were lost a little bit. But I think it was premature. I think when the fixtures were released, I didn't really fancy work, because Villa to start with had a mint end to the season and a mint summer transfer window. So I looked at them and shit myself a little bit, thinking, that's not the best start. But we spanked them 5-1, mint start. City, Was it City? City was next.
Yeah.
Close game, kept Haaland quiet, lacked in midfield and up front, but only a 1-0 defeat at the Emirates where we haven't gotten a result since about 2013. Not a bad result. Liverpool, better team for about 70 minutes. Should have seen it off, but we didn't, so that was a disappointment. Brighton was an embarrassment.
That was the only bad one. Wasn't it?
But that's it. Yeah, other than that, we've been mint. I think since then, other than Dortmund, we've been unbeaten.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's Dortmund. They're one of the best teams in Europe. We went on a long run of clean sheets as well. So it's so far so good. Like, I think we've had a very good underrated season. I think we're lacking. I think we're about 6th in the league at the minute, which we could have been better other than them 3 defeats. Sorry.
You think them couple of draws we had? I was at West Ham 2-2,
Yeah,
Wolves 2-2.
Wolves.
Should have hung on to both those, and that's an extra few points.
Absolutely, but I think we're smashing the Carabao.
Yeah.
Like, both lineups, I felt sick looking at, thinking we're playing against City and we're playing against Man United with these lineups.
Let's mention Matt Ritchie coming on the as well, by the way. Matt Ritchie played a Premier League game tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so yeah, like it goes to show, like Wednesday night, like Kraft and Dummett is the centre back 2, and Dummett as well. Again, was it Lascelles with Man City? Like, awful centre back partnerships, but that's what Eddie Howe does. As long as Eddie Howe is our manager, I've got trust in anybody that he puts in the starting lineup or on the bench. Like, they know their role. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, it's like Steve Bruce. Like, can you imagine if Steve Bruce played a flat back 4, which you wouldn't have done anyway, by the way, but played Kraft and Dummett at the back against Man United? Fuck me, would have been absolutely smacked.
Yeah.
But Eddie Howe, it's a different story. So I'm not worried. Like, I think we can go through in the Champions League. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. Like I say, I don't think we should have been here yet. If we end up in the Europa League, mint, I think that's a bonus, to be honest. I think that's good. Premier League, it's going to be difficult because Liverpool were shite last year and so are Tottenham, and they're both doing well this year. So top 4 is going to be a harder challenge. But 5th can also get you Champions League this year.
Can.
So if we finish 5th and get Champions League, I'll be happy. Yeah, I think January as well, with Tonali unexpectedly being out for the season. I think Ashworth said yesterday that we're going to spend.
Yeah.
We need to spend, and we could look at the Saudi market as well.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm happy and I'm confident that things are going to go well, whether that's in the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. I think it's a bright season. It already has been, despite that run of 3 bad losses. World's all right now. Like, and again, we're still early in the process of the takeover. Whether we'll fucking win the Premier League or the Carabao Cup this year or get the quarterfinal of the Champions League, it's not that big of a deal. Like, this was a longer term project than this. We're already miles ahead of where we should have been. Like, the vision that the owners and everyone had, we're miles beyond that right now. So whatever's a disappointing season for Newcastle right now is still far beyond the stars of where we could have looked at 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, I'm happy and I'm confident.
Enjoy the process.
Exactly. Enjoy it.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, people. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's win over Arsenal. It's a big one. Do smash a like on this one and subscribe to my Channel TV and enjoy yourself.